Brian.
Well, hi there. I'm Chris.
I'm Herman. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's nice to meet you, Herman.
Same here.
Yeah. So we're running a little bit late. We're here for the program tonight.
Okay, Dan's right over there. Dan?
Hey, Chris.
Oh, hey, Dan. How are you?
Excellent. How about
Good.
yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Nice to see you.
Yeah, same here. I'm just watching this incredible animated short. It's really incredible.
Yeah, I saw it earlier, and we're really looking forward to debuting it for our guests here tonight as well. So we'll come back to you in just a minute.
Okay.
Got a little bit
great.
of business to take care of.
Fantastic, Chris. Thanks.
All right. Good. Thank you. Well, hey, folks. Welcome to Above and Beyond's 2020 Virtual Gala. My name is Chris Hensley, and I'm your host for this evening. I'm so excited that you're here. We've got a great program ahead. I want to assure everybody tonight that we filmed all of this program keeping safe social distancing and keeping our masks on at all times. So if you see anybody without their mask on, like me right now, you'll know that I'm at least 6 feet apart from everybody else. So let's get our program underway. Let's see about that video that Dan was telling us about.
Above and Beyond Family Addiction Treatment Center was founded in 2016 by Brian Cressy, a visionary businessman frustrated by the clinically hollow treatment centers he had witnessed during his own family members' recovery. He vowed to create a free, walk-in clinic that would be different from every other treatment center out there. It would be evidence-based, compassionate, and inclusive. Working with some of the greatest leaders in addiction recovery, Above and Beyond built a modality of treatment that truly redefines recovery. When a patient enters our doors, they find a welcoming and loving oasis. There are no security guards, but licensed professionals who immediately begin to assist them with their individualized treatment plan. Our mission is not extrinsic, but intrinsic. We don't tell the patient why they're wrong and how to act. Instead, we work to awaken in the patient a sense of who they truly are and who they want to become. Above and Beyond's therapy starts with Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning and logotherapy. We help our patients find their own sense of purpose, and we have found that all of our self-help programs actually stick when experienced through the lens of an individual's purpose. We also assist patients in finding adequate housing and a job. People don't get better living on the street. We feed everyone a plant-based, nutritious breakfast and lunch every day. People's basic needs must be met so they can focus on their recovery. We are not fear and guilt-based. We are built on hope, compassion, acceptance, and positive psychology. If a patient relapses, they are met with a smile and a warm greeting upon their return. No patient is ever turned away. We do this all for free in one of the most artistic, comfortable, non-clinical settings on the planet. Above and Beyond has been recognized with these awards. Above and Beyond is redefining recovery.
So let's get started tonight by going back to where it all began, with the founder of Above and Beyond, Mr. Brian Cressy. Brian?
I've been deeply affected by addiction within my extended family. As I visited different treatment centers and saw what they were like, I would often go for family week, and I felt they were clinically hollow. So I started feeling sad when I would see strangers walk in the door, good people wanting to get well, and it's the moment in their life when they may be ready to try, and I realizing, oh my goodness, I don't think they're going to find it here. So I was moved by what I saw and what I felt to figure out a better way. Any person on earth, even down on their luck or in prison, their life is as important to God as my life is. And I've always thought of that and recognized that. And that's one reason I started Above and Beyond in a poor neighborhood, because that's where the need was. And those were the unlucky people that weren't going to be helped. When we started Above and Beyond and made it pretty inside in a nice home and welcoming, we wanted when they stepped in the door, the first step, their self-esteem to rise, thinking, wow, I belong here and it's nice. So they hadn't had any confidence of that sort. And we vowed to change that because it wasn't simply stopping the addiction momentarily. People at Above and Beyond tell me I was full of hate. I hadn't smiled in years. Until I came into Above and Beyond, everyone was smiling, I trusted them, and I became like I was young again, laughing and enjoying life. So it's like a reset button, and they then found they could do so much more than they ever thought they would with their one life. I understood it's like a person, it's the holistic system of a person that has to be changed and benefited to get them to a place where they can lift their whole selves up and go forward wholly. That if they don't have a job, chances of remission are very high. They don't have housing, even higher. And reconnecting with the family and experiencing love again, reconnecting in a healthy, happy way. Once they experience that love, that is powerful, the family love, which they didn't realize they missed, but they really do miss. Love is contagious, and that's the good news. While there's a lot of bad in the world, each person can take action, step towards love and help, and it's contagious. It helps 10 people, it helps 100, helps 1,000, it helps a community.
Brian, thank you so much for your leadership, your dedication, and your vision. What you have created with Above and Beyond has changed and impacted so many lives. Now, let's take a turn. We're going to take a tour of Above and Beyond with our good friend, Shatila. Shatila, take it away.
We're now about to go in the inside of Above and Beyond. I'm gonna give you a nice tour and introduce you to each and every one of the rooms and let you know what services they provide. Come in, this is the beginning of your brand new life. So, when you come in, if you're here to see someone, you can always have a seat. We offer coffee, water, bagels. We suggest that they sign a clipboard and get a name tag. It's for identification purposes only, so won't anyone be saying, hey you, hey you. We have Mr. Dan. This is his office over here. He's the director of the Above and Beyond. He has an open door policy. He's always available. Over here, we have a daily schedule board. Some of them come in here and forget their schedule. You can always look up here on this board to see what time you go to your group. So now we're going around this corner here, right? Usually we have a panel of interns or counselors sitting up here. They can answer any question that you have. If they don't, they will find someone who can. We have lots of groups in here. Learning to love yourself, procrastination. We offer a GED class. This is Above and Beyond Tattoo Shop. We have a gentleman here that his name is Dan too. He donates some of his time and he will give you one free cover-up. The cover-up has to consist of gang-related or bad breakup or anything that might trigger you back into your addiction. This room here is another one of my favorite rooms because it was named after Mr. Brian Cressy. We have like spirituality in here, Women's for Sobriety in here, Smart Recovery in here, acupuncture in here, music for the brain in here, art therapy in here. Lots of groups in this room. We have 2 different types of trauma. We got improv. We have one graduation the first Wednesday of every month. We have a graduation of it. Everybody get a turn to graduate. And as you walk down our hallway, we have lots of positive affirmation upside the wall. Something that's gonna reach out and grab you. Everywhere you go is something beautiful. This is our doves with the clients' names on it that we have lost. You know, when they pass on, we hang doves in memories of them and put their names on it. We are upstairs at Above and Beyond where we offer housing and employment. They is more than willing to assist you with finding somewhere to live and work a job. They cannot guarantee anything, but they're more than willing to help you. We have about 3 chefs that cooks and prepare our food daily, fresh from our garden. And we practice vegetarian here. So we eat nothing with meat in it. So this is our beautiful garden. This is where we have our patio that we suggest strongly that they come out here, read a book, talk to a family member, eat their food. We got tomatoes, we got squash, we got bell peppers, we got, you name it. So we got it, you know. And I like coming out here sometimes just to meditate. You know, I sit over there by myself and I just meditate about my day. This place is much needed in this community alone. You know what I'm saying? We need this place, they need this place, because it's something for people to do, somewhere to go. I just love these peoples, man, because without them, I don't know what would happen.
Absolutely necessary.
At the age of 12 years old, April the 12th, 1978, on my birthday, my father got killed, shot in his back 7 times by the police, and he died in my arms. Above and beyond, they freed me from that.
Welcome back, folks. Shatila, thank you so much for sharing all that is amazing about Above and Beyond. I'm sure you had a lot of fun, as it showed, giving us a little show and tell of Above and Beyond. And I also want to recognize Derek and thank you for sharing your heartfelt story and for sharing all that Above and Beyond has done to impact your life in a positive way. We're going to pivot now and go to our fearless leader, the Executive Director of Above and Beyond, Mr. Dan Hostetler. Dan?
I was a consultant. I was in consulting leadership. So I ran a division of an international consulting firm. I lived in Milan for 10 years. My life was built on net worth. It was built on materialism, on acquisition, on power, on these things that are, in my opinion, they're not sustainable. I'd been drinking the whole time. When I got sober, which was 2005, I lost everything. I lost everything I had, lost my house and so forth, and decided to change some things in me, which I did. And then Brian and I met. And his idea was he wanted to put a walk-in clinic and make it available on the streets. He had a lot of failure with Alcoholics Anonymous, as a lot of people have. So we thought, well, if AA has that high of a failure rate, why not offer AA, and then the people that fail, will offer them alternatives. And that's what we did. So now we have 7 alternatives. These are all free self-help groups open to the public. We provide these services every day of the week. Most other forms of recovery that we've seen are extrinsic, meaning you have to change your behavior, your observable behavior, you have to change. You have to stop doing this, you have to start doing that, and so forth. But it's almost like imposed on the individual. Here, we're trying to wake up the individual from the inside. We're helping them to uncover their purpose and meaning in life. So we're trying to wake them up to become responsible navigators of their own destiny. That's what we're trying to do. And we found when we can do that, which is just about every time when they decide to participate, just about everybody can achieve that all the self-help groups that we offer make a lot more sense to them. They get a lot more grip. Whereas if we just imposed or offered these self-help groups, they would have the same fallout rate that everybody else does. There's this thing called an emotional contagion. And the emotional contagion really explains how our populations are going to overwhelm us by what they walk in with and their attitudes, or we're going to collectively decide that we're going to overwhelm them and that with our positivity. And we made that collective decision years ago. And so that's kind of part of the culture that we have going on here, that we're just going to be positive no matter what the circumstances and overwhelm whatever walks in the door. And it's worked. What we've discovered is when we have people that have used, we have to really embrace them. We have to really make them feel welcome, because they have so much guilt inside of them. And a lot of them are already conditioned from having failed in other programs so many other times. They have difficulty thinking rationally. They have difficulty remembering that we're different than that. because the noise in their own head is so loud. They're so disappointed in themselves. So we have to let them know, man, it's just wonderful to see you. It doesn't matter what condition you're in. It doesn't matter what you did. We just love you came back. To be able to see these people reintroduced to the possibility of what they can do with their own lives is, wow. I couldn't ever buy that. It wouldn't matter how much money I ever made in my life.
I had been using drugs for over 30-something years. So, and I had been to rehab and outpatients prior to this one. This place gave me hope. This place gave me a foundation. This place gave me a chance to start over. And by the grace of God, I have my own apartment now. I'm working to achieve some type of stability in my life. And I have somewhat, but I'm still working. I'm a work in progress. And this is what this place has done for me.
Dan, thank you so much. And thank you for your leadership and the energy that you bring to Above and Beyond every single day. You know, there's something that Dan said in his comments, and it was that he's going to constantly throw positive energy no matter what the circumstances. And that really is the essence of Above and Beyond. And Richard, thank you also for sharing your story. You know, there's something that Richard said in his comments that really stood out for me. And he said that, you know, this place, Above and Beyond, changed his life, but that he was still a work in progress. And we're all still a work in progress, and Above and Beyond meets us where we are. We're going to pivot now to Mike's story. Mike is a patient here at Above and Beyond, and for years, Mike lived on Lower Wacker. For years, Mike abused heroin, and then he turned to Above and Beyond. Now, Mike, let's hear your story.
I've been using drugs for about 16 years of my life, but I started smoking weed and, alcohol and cocaine when I was like 18, 19 years old, pills, ecstasy, Norcos, and then I got hooked on the Oxycontins, and then it merged into the heroin thing, My parents put me out like 10 years ago. December 26th, the day after Christmas, they put a restraining order on me and had the sheriff come get me out of the home. I couldn't find any veins in my arms, my feet, my legs, my neck. So I started shooting in my groin, my femoral vein. I caught an infection. I spent 1 year and 3 months in the nursing home. That was my rock bottom, living in that nursing home. But I wanted to get better. It was time to grow up. I've lost so many years living on the street. My ex-girl, she showed up there and she gave me 2 bags of dope and 1 bag of crack. It was around May, it's been almost 2 years now. And that was my decision day. I pretty much said I don't want it anymore, and I gave it back to her. Put on my big boy pants and start growing up and actually be a normal, productive member of society, Above and Beyond. Other people told me about it. They're like, you gotta check it out, man. You gotta check it out, and you're gonna love it there. And I came into this place open-minded, optimistic, and I've been to a lot of treatments and a lot of detoxes. So I paid attention to everything everybody had to say. And then I started talking and letting out what was trapped inside of me that kept me using for many years. I was like, wow, I was amazed. Felt like home, like this is where I need to be at. Smart recovery changed my way of thinking and how to change the way you look at things. Right now, I'm sober. I don't do no type of narcotic drugs. I don't smoke marijuana. I don't do nothing like that. Found a job, so now I'm the janitor over at the Amazon plant. I love the job. I can't imagine not having this place. I can't imagine it at all. I really can't. I don't know where I'd be at. I enjoy life now, man. It's so much easier. I'm not chasing anything that I can't have.
I started as a client, and then I wanted to continue through the volunteering because I felt like it was going to be a good part of my recovery, staying in a structured environment, atmosphere of recovery. And so I volunteered for 1.5 years. And then, through volunteering and showing that I was really, this was really what I wanted, my recovery was what I wanted, they saw it in me and they found it in their hearts to say, you know what, we want to offer you, a position here. I come here to Above and Beyond because it saved my life.
Mike, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. In particular, I was moved by how Mike said that Above and Beyond helped him let it all out, and how Above and Beyond truly feels like home. I also want to thank Javi for all that you've done to help Above and Beyond be all that it is today. So now let's hear from Johann Hari. Johann is a 2-time New York Times best-selling author. He's written 2 books about addiction. His first book, Lost Connections, is about anxiety and depression and addiction. And his second book, Chasing the Scream, chronicles the war on drugs from its beginning to its end and the impact that that war had. Now, Johann has traveled the world over and talked to experts about addiction, and he's here tonight to share much of that wisdom with us. Johann?
One of my earliest memories is of trying to wake up one of my relatives and not being able to, and I didn't understand why then, but as I got older I realised we had addiction in my family, and like a lot of people in that position, I was kind of a mixture of emotions. I started with these questions: what causes addiction? What are different places doing about it? So I ended up going on this really big journey all over the world. I ended up traveling over 30,000 miles, going to 17 different countries. I wanted to go to the places that had the harshest policies on drugs, places that had the most loving policies on drugs. And yeah, I think I actually did find the answers to the mysteries that I was interested in. The addiction treatment model in the United States is deeply broken, profoundly dysfunctional in all sorts of ways. It seems to me literally mad, the idea that you would respond to someone relapsing an addiction by saying, well, therefore we can't help you. It's not a coincidence the United States has one of the most vicious, aggressive wars on drugs anywhere in the world, and has the highest death rates for people with addiction problems of anywhere in the world. And the places that I went to that abandoned the war on drugs, that either decriminalized or legalized, and spent the money instead on helping people, like Portugal and Switzerland, have extremely low levels of overdose deaths, massive levels of recovery from addiction, much lower levels of HIV transmission, all sorts of massively positive improvements. In fact, if you look at the best evidence and you interview the leading scientists in the world as I did, what you learn is the best science in the world shows that what works is love and compassion and connection. At some point, we had to stop copying the places that have failed when it comes to drugs and start copying the places that have succeeded. One of the things I admire about Above and Beyond is that this is a place that's really moving beyond as the title suggests, the broken addiction treatment model that exists in most of the United States. I think what they're doing here is telling a story about trauma that's all about resilience and overcoming, right? And I think it's much easier for people to talk about trauma if they realize that's the story. It's not, hey, cut open your wounds and display them for us. It's together we can overcome these things and become stronger and better and more empathetic people. So I think it's partly about opening up the conversation. It's also about opening up the conversation in the right way to say, well, we'll meet you where you are, right? We'll treat you with love and compassion, whatever stage you're at, right? It's a very important shift in perspective from the standard addiction treatment model in this country. One of the things you see here is people who've been deeply alone and cut off and lonely, forming a tribe again, forming a group. This is the single most important thing human beings can do, right? To be part of something, to feel that you see people and they see you. This is what we need. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety, important though that is to many people. The opposite of addiction is connection.
First class was Terry. And me and him used to bump heads. I could not stand this dude. Who you think you talking to? But then I started listening and everything just started making sense. I'm like, this guy knows what he's talking about. Love him to death. Love him to death. And since I've been here, I've been a better me. A better friend. A better father. A better husband. Better son. Better brother. And And I like the new me. I love Swiss. Because these people, these are true people. True. And I can never turn my back on them.
Johan, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us here tonight. Johan said the opposite of addiction is connection. And folks, that's truly what Above and Beyond is all about. And so as you can see, I've relocated here tonight to the kitchen upstairs at Above and Beyond. And I understand that this is Daman's place. And Daman, I want to say thank you also for sharing your story with us here this evening. So now let's hear from our good friend, Herman Russell. Herman is an integral part of the Above and Beyond team. And in fact, he was here before the doors even opened. Herman is a longtime friend and collaborator of the founder of Above and Beyond, Brian Cressy. And he's also the director of the Sober Support Group. Herman has an infectious attitude that everybody just gravitates towards. And so I hope you'll pay attention here as Herman shares his story about Above and Beyond.
I've been in the program for over 25 years, so when I came into treatment, my first experience was like this dark tunnel and this room full of cots, and I didn't want to be there even though I was homeless. I had been on the street for almost 3 months, but I still didn't want to go into this dungeon-like atmosphere. But when you walk in here, it's breathtaking, and we don't tell you what you need. We do an assessment, and we work together with the people that we serve. I have all my recovery friends down, all my ex-drinking buddies, ex-drug using buddies, and plus my own family. So it's a lot of death that's in my life. My fiance, that was the worst loss in my life. That hurted more than my mother and father dying. My thing, if I let every death in recovery bring me down, I couldn't do this job. Nobody could. But I don't brush them off. I go through my grieving period, whatever that is, and then I see how can I use that death to maybe help the next person. Because that could have been me if I made that decision. When you come from on the street, it's about survival. And then when you come in here, you get love and respect, and you don't know how to take that. What do they want? Are they trying to get over on me? Because that's the world we come from. Every incident we had here, which it hasn't been that many, some could have been real violent, but just by me stepping in and say, can I talk to you? Or let's step outside. They respond to kindness, but they're not used to it. But I'm the happiest I am in my life by helping others. And so I feel this is my purpose is to be a servant, not a slave, but a servant. Be there for anybody who hand reaches out for help. I want to be there to grab it.
I was living on the streets, living under viaducts, Lower Wacker. Usually I would have been here, same outfit on probably a month or two, wasn't taking showers, wasn't well kept or anything, no. I didn't feel there was no way out. But when I came to Above and Beyond, I found a way out. It's good to be happy again, to laugh again.
Well, welcome back, folks. And Herman, thank you so much for sharing your dedication and your inspiration to Above and Beyond with us here tonight. Herman, what really stood out for me there was how you said that this is the happiest you've been in your life. Now we're going to pivot to our board chair, Gloria Harper. Gloria, take it away.
Good evening. I'm Gloria Harper, Chair of the Board of Above and Beyond Family Recovery Center. I feel privileged to serve in this role and support one of Chicago's most path-breaking organizations, one that is near and dear to my heart. I lost my older brother and a younger sister. My brother John was an excellent science teacher. He died in a house fire, most likely because of his alcoholism. My younger sister Angela, a Harvard-educated attorney with a successful prosecuting career, struggled with drugs and mental illness for years. She tried everything to kick it. In 2015, we lost her to heroin overdose. When I visit Above and Beyond to see what they are doing to support and transform the lives of individuals who come through the doors, I ask myself, why didn't my brother and sister have Above and Beyond to show them an easier, softer way to recover? It didn't exist at the time. Since being given this opportunity to serve as chair of the board of directors by Brian Cressy, our founder, I have come to believe that both my brother John and my sister Angela would be alive today if we had been able to introduce them to the radical programs that Above and Beyond has. I see it every day I have the chance to visit this magical place. And when I look into the faces of those who have been given a new lease on life, and I see the joy and anticipation and curiosity about what their new lives will become without the curse of addiction, I want to give back. I want to make a difference in the lives of those addicted. We are grateful to each of you for joining us and supporting our virtual gala. Your support is going to make a difference.
It seems like a family in here, you know. A lot of people don't have good families like that, and that's why I'm still here. Is because I feel the love that these people showed me, and I just want to reciprocate that to them and others who come in here feeling the same way that I felt when I first started here. Some people don't have hope. Some people don't even know what hope is, and I believe that Above and Beyond gives people hope, for tomorrow. Making them feel like that tomorrow's worth fighting for.
Gloria, thank you so much for sharing your leadership with Above and Beyond. I heard Gloria there say that if Above and Beyond had existed for her brother and for her sister, they would likely still be with us here today. And friends, that's why Above and Beyond is so critically important to our community. Why else Above and Beyond is important? It's because of the ceremony that happens right here in this room on the first Wednesday of each month. It's the graduation ceremony, but it's really more than a graduation. It's a celebration. It's a celebration of life. It's a celebration even of rebirth. And so many of the people who go through this ceremony have told us that it's the first thing they've ever finished in their lives. And so let's share just a little taste of what this graduation ceremony looks like. Let's share a little taste of the celebration that is Above and Beyond.
Graduation is just unbelievable, and this is something none of us expected at all.
Are you guys excited to graduate? Yes!
We put together a certificate, and it's got a foil emblem on it, and we put it into a frame, and they come here and we gather, and they were just tiny at the very beginning, but now they've grown.
Miss Terry Montgomery.
And so we get anywhere from 25 to 35 people that are graduating now every month. It's first Wednesday of every month. So we ask them to come up and get their certificate, and they're allowed to say a couple of words. And some of them, that's all they have, is they have a couple of words. Most of them, however, have tremendous things to say. It's just incredible.
I wouldn't be where I am without this place. This place saved my life, and I would highly recommend this place to anybody who wants to change their life.
Wasn't for this place, this was instrumental. I don't know where I'd be.
This is brilliant. Thank y'all, man.
I think the most said thing is I've never finished anything before in my life, and they hold their certificates up and they say, look at me now. Look at me now, I finished this. There's not a dry eye in the house.
I ain't never completed nothing in my life. I ain't never did nothing right. You did now? What?
Today, my life is great. You know, this is what recovery look like. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. I ain't even graduated high school.
Congratulations to all the graduates and all the future graduates.
So of course they remain a part of our community afterwards. They don't go anywhere. We give them a coin they can have in their pocket to remind them of what they've done and what they've accomplished. It's just really incredible.
I am somebody. My mind is a pearl. I can do anything in the world.
I just want to say Above and Beyond is an amazing, wonderful place.
I got my mugshot picture the last time I was locked up, and I don't want to look like that no more. So I, keep that up front, and I know if I go back, I know what's gonna happen, and I don't want to die like that. And when I come to Above and Beyond, that name Above and Beyond, because they go above and beyond to help you. Once you get here and you feel in love and you feel all this and you want to do this, and you be like, okay, I can do this, I can do that. Then they motivate you. So if you're trying to get your life back together and get on the right track and you want some support, they're here to help you.
Friends, thank you so much for participating in tonight's Above and Beyond virtual gala. 2020 has really thrown us all a curveball. And yet, Above and Beyond is here. Its lights are on, its doors are open, and we're welcoming people in need each and every day. Let's end tonight with Jam Alker. Jam is a Chicago area recording artist. He's also a recovering addict. Now that he's clean and sober, he's dedicated his life and his craft to uplifting people through music. And Jam, we want to say thank you for sharing your talents with us here tonight.
The more I've lived, the less I realize I know compared to the world knows and what other people know. I've learned to listen better. We can learn from each person's experience. So I think that's endemic to Above and Beyond.
I am blown away by the love and compassion that Above and Beyond Recovery shows to some of the most vulnerable people in our population. People who have nothing, people who are living on the streets, and walk in this door to this beautiful environment and receive a level of care that is unheard of.
You can really go tap just about anybody on the shoulder and talk to them and ask them, what do you think of this place? And they'll talk about the people or the friends or, it's the environment, and it's almost the exact opposite of what you'd expect. Because the people that we get are, they're homeless because they don't like rules. They don't like people. They don't like order. And here, you really don't get that. People smile at each other.
Liars and beggars and bums and thieves, come gather round for your daily reprieve. All of us here are soaked in sin. Brothers
brothers and sisters, call you my kin. We sang with the band as we shipped out to sea. We toasted the captain while sunk to our knees. We made it to shore by the skins of our necks. Now we share the scars we received from the wreck. And we're not all there. Gather your soldiers and fight to the death. I'll fight this proud fight until my dying breath. Give us your wretched, your poor and defeated, the bastard whose life is his father's repeated, the restless, the discontent and disheveled, the young heretics and the rousers of rebels. And sing with me, we're all here. We're not all there. Gather your soldiers and fight to the death. I'll fight this proud fight until my dying breath. So sing with me. We're all here. We're not all there. Gather your soldiers and fight to the death. I'll fight this proud fight until my dying breath. See, I'll fight this proud fight until my dying breath.
Thank you so much again for participating in tonight's Above and Beyond virtual gala. We're truly appreciative of all of your support. Have a great night.